Gary's first inner structure acquaintance with the South Barber Elementary School, commonly referred to by the populace as the Grade School, was an engrossing colloquium from the past, built by the WPA in the 1930s. From the street, the building appears to be a single-story structure with the exception of the gym. But in reality, the educational facility has a lower level. Beneath the east portal and wing resides the cafeteria, kitchen, and classrooms. Beneath the southwest portal is the library, boiler room, and beneath the gym stage, on the south resides the girls' and boys' dressing rooms, on the north the music room. Normal access to the school was by the main street entrances or the Miller Street South Teacher Walkway. The two west side gym doors allowed access for school bus traffic. Remaining was a stage exit door, two others on the east wing, the kindergarten being the only classroom to have its own exit door to a sand playground on the south. Gary's first accordance, entering the building on his first day, was the abandoned silence. After a brief search, discovering a lone person in the building, introducing himself to Shirley Sieber. Shirley and Ed Herman being the two departing custodians, with Shirley agreeing to defer her exit until Pam Cooper was available, Pam asking and receiving a delay in her starting date. Shirley very well versed in her duties, explaining the assignments to be completed during the summer months, most of which had already been accomplished. The first project Gary was called upon was to assist Shirley in the stripping and waxing of the kitchen and cafeteria floors. Shirley was well adept in the procedure, having already accomplished her appointments of classroom floors. Gary, discovering the assignment laborious and somewhat coalescent, the Kansas summer heat having taken up residency, the building's window-mounted air conditioning units not being allowed to be activated until the teachers arrived at the start of the school year. With Shirley's departure and Pam's arrival, the two working together began restoring the rooms to accessibility. A classroom appearance once again attained, the hall floors the last to be addressed with an effervescent shine. Glenn Piper's arrival in the building found him presenting a walk-through inspection and an introduction to Juanita Smith, the newly appointed principal. The grade school having done without on-site principals in the past, Mrs. Smith continued her commission as a 4th and 5th grade English teacher, as well as the dual role of grade school principal. Gary's workday schedule was a first, an anomaly, a 50-hour week during the summer months, and the normal school year requiring a 60-hour work week, 12 hours per day, 5 days a week. The school district having found a way of getting around the required overtime. The school buses were gated at the high school, 6 40-passenger Bluebird coaches, 1 standard 54-occupancy bus, and 3 12-passenger 4-wheel drive Chevrolet Suburbans. The bus driving assignments were dictated by location. High school custodians Joe Cox and Craig Reagan would provide for the middle school transfer route to Hartna utilizing 40-passenger buses. Bud and Pam, both residents of Hartna, would drive Suburbans securing north and east of Highway 281 in Hartna. Their routes included the non-blacktop rural roads. Gary was appointed the longest route, his 1974 Suburban the oldest, a maroon and gray 4-wheel drive, his journey encompassing 38 miles, with 10 miles of dirt road, supposedly maintained with the township road grader. Just prior to the start of school, Gary notified Glenn he was going to run his route several times to make sure he introduced himself to the parents of his charges, and at the same time projecting an arrival time, enabling the students to be promptly available in the morning. The teachers began arriving before the start of the school year, making ready their classrooms, the two custodians meeting with Juanita for any additional instructions. Gary having taken the time to assemble a diagram, similar to a blueprint of the school, designating all the rooms and areas of the building. presenting it to Pam to discuss the work responsibility within the building. Pam, glancing at the diagram, apparently having already come to a decision, immediately asserting she would be responsible for Mrs. Cantrell and Mrs. Gallagher's third grade rooms, Mrs. Albright's second grade room and the special ed room. In addition, she would do the girls' restrooms, the administrative offices, cafeteria floors, the stairwell, and east section of the hall, then turning away, saying it was all she would do. Gary, finding he had inherited 2/3 of the building, with 8 classrooms, Mrs. Forrester's kindergarten, Mrs. Hill's and Thompson's first grade rooms, Mrs. Feaster's second grade, Mrs. Elwood's, Miller's, Smith's and Mr. McGee's 4th and 5th grade classrooms, plus the teacher's lounge, the gymnasium, its floor 3 times daily, stage, bleachers, downstairs dressing rooms, Kathy Cox's music room, Mrs. McGinley's library, and 3/4 of the upstairs and all of the downstairs hallway. Additionally, he had 2 city blocks of yard mowing and edging, plus the building's heating system, maintaining the manual fill, low-pressure steam boilers, also replacement duty for the abundant fluorescent lights and ballast. Responsible for the school crossing light and the privilege of rising and lowering the national and state flags on the flagpole each school day. Gary questioned whether the time allotted for his bus route, the school and its grounds, would be sufficient. The answer would arrive with the start of school.